Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation. And boy, do we have I have no other way to put it. I channel for classes, I channel for YouTube, I channel for our School of Mystics. And so what I do before a YouTube live event is I go quiet a couple hours before and I check in with the angels and guides and see if what I'm planning on teaching is what they want me to teach. And tonight they gave me a beautiful curveball. I have an amazing technique, well, good technique, we'll call it, for opening your third eye. And they wanted me to go to an even more advanced technique tonight. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to an even more advanced technique on how to activate or open your third eye, or really begin to see your world from your third eye. Now, the irony here is Jessica's in the other room running everything along with our dream team, Allie and Carol and Annis. And I don't know if they can hear me or not. Maybe somebody can put in the chat room. Sir Meowsers is in the studio with me. And he is scratching up and down saying, "Mommy, please rescue me from here." So hopefully somebody will put in the chat room and Jessica will catch that Sir Meowsers needs a rescue mission. With that said, Alex, oh my God, what a way to kick things off. Thank you so much for your kind donation. Thank you so much for your kind donation. Alex Salinas, how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Well, it gets any better than this if we had Ruru in here, but it's a little bit past his bedtime tonight. So he is catching some rest right now. He is our Wonder Rooster. We do have one of our Wonder Kitties in here as well. So let's all take a deep breath for a minute. As we do that, Sir Meowsers is leaving the studio. And I want to share with you something that everybody in our School of Mystics has already been getting. You are a mystic in disguise. If you're attracted to this, if you're attracted to my energy, if you're attracted to this topic, then you have skills. You have mystical skills inside of you just waiting to come out. What does it mean to be a mystic? What does that have to do with your third eye? Well, I like to say a mystic can see without eyes, can hear without ears, and can know without thought. In other words, a mystic straddles both sides of the veil, both here and on the other side. Or put another way, someone who sees with their third eye, also known as a mystic. And I'm helping train you to become a mystic starting here tonight. Or if you're in our School of Mystics, then each week I'm helping you become a mystic. And we're going to be taking the techniques here tonight, starting on Wednesday, to a whole new level. With that said, a mystic is somebody who sees fifth dimensionally, who sees from a higher plane. That's what it means to see from the other side of the veil. It means to be on the other side, looking in or looking from above as within. Actually, the expression goes as above, so below, as within, so without, which means to be at a different dimension, seeing everything an entirely different way. So tonight we're going to look at how we see things differently. We're going to look at what it feels like to see things differently. I'm going to keep on plugging for you to come join us Wednesday. It is such a cool group of people. Become an MIT, become a mystic in training. Join us 4 Wednesdays a month with Michael's School of Mystics. Allie will put the link in the chat room there. I'll keep on mentioning that because we're going to take this technique to another level. And at the very end here tonight, we're going to do a meditation to help open up your third eye. So what does it mean to be seeing or to see from the other side of the veil? And forgive me if I keep using the word mystic interchangeably, because that's what you are. You're a myth. You're a mystic in training. We all chose to incarnate here, 2021, at this crazy special time for a reason. No, not to play with the cell phone. Okay, that's cool. No, not to be playing with an electric, robotic, whatever, or whatever the challenges are. We came here as empaths. And if you're watching this, you're energetically sensitive. You know you are. You know it. We came here to use our energetically sensitive skills so that we can envision the world anew. You're a change maker. You're a revolutionary. You're a leader, and you are a bright and shiny spark plug of light. You're a light worker. You're here to shine your light as bright as you can to illuminate the world around you. Now, it's interesting when I talk about shine your light as bright as you can. Maybe like me, you envision like a sun and a light beaming down. Cool thing about the sun is it shines its light on everyone. It doesn't say you get to have light, you get to have light. Nope, nope, nope. You haven't been a good boy or girl the whole Christmas, checking his list. What is it? Seeing if you've been naughty or nice. No, the sun shines its light on everyone, irregardless of anything. And you are learning how to too. Now it's interesting because I talk about a sun shining its light down. What you're going to be learning tonight is how to basically have looking through the eye of Horus, looking down on the planet as if you have a barcode scanner up high and being able to see the world through your scanner. That's seeing the world fifth dimensionally. Third dimensionally is me looking at you like this, or you looking at me like this. Actually, technically, that's second dimensionally. Third dimensionally, we're going to add a whole nother richness or three-dimensional element to it. Fourth dimension, we add time. Fifth dimension, we start to get serious and really begin to play. And there are many more dimensions beyond that, which you learn how to see into too. Now, it's interesting. I have a rooster. If you haven't seen me before, I have a rooster as a pet. I love him dearly. One can say I'm pretty attached to him. And I'm told that roosters can actually see 12 dimensionally. How they do that and how they count that, I have no idea. But they can see bends of light, they can see arcs, they can see prisms, they can see rays, all of these different things that we don't even consciously register. But they are there. So the third eye is real, and the third eye is here, but the third eye is also up here. And what this is a portal to seeing fifth dimensionally. It is also a portal, bing, 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 of seeing up into the heavens and then back down into the earth, beyond what the visible eye can see. So it's interesting. When we step out of our two eyes, we begin to see and feel the world and the words from the eyes of a mystic. You see somebody differently. You become a human lie detector, but not to judge anybody. You understand what's going on and why. You can see many steps forward in the timeline. Now, I like to say my crystal ball, come COVID, broke. The world is changing so quickly, but you do gain a better understanding because four-dimensionally is seeing into time. Fifth dimensionally, seeing with that third eye is seeing beyond time. So your third eye is seeing time, it's seeing beyond time, and it is also becoming a receiver of far more frequencies than we can possibly pick up with the conscious eye, with the naked eye. The cool thing is, kids could do this. Kids, before they learn otherwise, can see the world fifth dimensionally. When they talk about an imaginary friend, and put in the chat if you had an imaginary friend, if your children have had an imaginary friend, they're real. Lots of the stuff that kids see is real because they're seeing fifth dimensionally. They are either literally seeing something that's there now in the moment, or something that was there in the past or will be there in the present. because neither past nor future are real. Time is all here and all now, and a child's eye is nuanced enough to be able to see the layers of light, one stacked on top of the other, or to feel the energetic frequencies that are stacked. So these eyes pick up the frequency of the visible rays of light, visible light. This guy right here picks up frequencies far above and far below what the optic nerve consciously gives to your brain. This guy's seeing fifth dimensionally. Now, if you've ever had an experience with plant medicine, ayahuasca ceremony, peyote, any of these things, what's happened is the medicine and the shaman, hopefully the shaman, is helping you turn the dial beyond this dimension to another dimension and another dimension and another dimension still. Or to, you could say, alternate universes, although everything's existing in the here and now. And depending on what plant medicine you use and the dosage and the music played by the shaman, and on it goes, you tune into typically one other universe, one other dimension. Here's where it gets interesting. Third eye helps you tune in first, fifth dimensionally. And then as you train it to go beyond it and go beyond it until you are literally looking into the multiverses, you're looking into multiple universes. When I had my last plant medicine experience, and it was my last plant medicine experience for a while because of it, the shaman who I was journeying with said, Michael, I have some special work I need to take care of on the other side. Would you like, I feel you're ready to go on a very sacred journey with me. You're going to be more or less on your own. I know you can handle this, but I'm going to give you a like a shaman dose of the plant medicine. Now, ego kicked in here. And ego said, sure, sign me up. I'll be great. I'll be fine. I know I've got shaman in my blood, which I probably do based on everything that I've learned. But that's ego speaking. I'm not saying that I've got shaman in my blood. It was ego speaking, saying, me Tarzan, I can handle it. No, you're not Tarzan, you little boy. Stay home. But no, I took the concentrated brew of 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 brew. Basically, when you make ayahuasca, you boil everything off, you concentrate it, you boil everything off, you concentrate it, you boil everything off, you concentrate it, and you're left with this icky residual gunk at the bottom of the pan, I guess. That's what we drank. And instead of seeing one more dimension, two more dimensions, three more dimensions, four more, five more, 10 more, 20 more, 100 more, 1,000 more, a million more, a billion more, I saw, as far as I know, an infinite number of dimensions at once. Not fun. The term overwhelm would be grossly inaccurate to describe how I was feeling at the moment by taking in an infinitude of wavelengths at the same time. Now, it's interesting. It makes me think of nausea. What if nausea isn't what we think? And if nausea is actually taking in too much information at once, feeling spun, feeling dizzy, and the mind not knowing how to process it. That overwhelm can overwhelm our inner ear, which is trying to keep us in balance and make us nauseous, make us try to purge overstimulation. So that night I was on a crazy journey. seeing way too many dimensions. And I don't need to go down that rabbit hole too much more, except to say that when you start to tune in with your third eye, you will literally start to peer into other dimensions. And as strange as it sounds, over time, be able to see or feel through your third eye multidimensional beings. So, I'm not known on a regular basis to see ghosts or poltergeist. I've seen a few. Been cool. House on Maui was haunted. I kept seeing a woman going past down the hall. You can still see her in her nightgown carrying a candle. And I'd be like, what the? But I'm not usually known to see multidimensionally. But I can feel multidimensionally through my third eye. Michael, it's an eye, but you're saying you feel with it. I don't have the word to describe the sense that's not coming in through my third eye. So the best I can come up with is feeling. When you walk down a dark alley, you feel like turning around. But is it something touchy-feely? What exactly is it? It's information you've been given, and the hairs tend to go up on the back of your neck. That's receiving information that say, get the heck out of here. And so hopefully you do. Let's talk now. I want to give you one specific technique. Guides are trying to give me two specific techniques. I'm plugged in while I'm talking, and it's constantly a conversation going back and forth. They help me come up with my lesson plan. If you come to classes on Wednesday, you will groove on these things. They come up with my lesson plan, and then they want to interject. And so there's this conversation going on right here. So you can use your third eye directly to see into other dimensions, to see into another world, to see your world anew, a whole new level of manifestation that goes far beyond the law of attraction, which is quite limited at this point. But it allows you to understand things at a far greater level by using this little guy. However, what we really want to do is use this little guy to plug into a bigger eye to be able to see the world, and then to merge, bring that big eye down through here and see through this third eye what the universe is seeing. That's where things get really cool. That's where we're playing this month with our School of Mystics. So again, come join us. Why am I wanting you to join it so much? Because it's a contagion. As you become more mystical, as you begin to see the world anew, you help change the world for everyone around you. All right. So what we're talking about is we're talking about using this eye to go up above and see through the Eye of Horus. If you've ever seen the all-seeing eye on a dollar bill, that in essence is what we're talking about. It's real, and it's shining its light back down here on Earth. No, it's not the Illuminati. No, it's not this big conspiracy thing. There may be all of that, but the Eye of Horus preceded all of this stuff. It was from the Egyptians, and it was from civilizations before the Egyptians. But the Egyptians knew about the Eye of Horus as a way to change their reality and to see far deeper into their reality, in quotes. We've got the new Matrix coming out at the end of December. If you can remember the old Matrix movies, there was always these zeros and ones coming down. In fact, in the first movie, Cypher could decipher these things, for instance. Those zeros and ones are real. It may not be binary, but there is code in everything. Everything is encoded. Oh, Michael, that's all made up. go check out the Torah, the Jewish Bible. You want to talk about encoding? Start there. It's crazy. This stuff has been around for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. When we start to see from up here, we can see down and begin to read the code. So how do we do this? The first way we do this is we imagine, in fact, you can tap on your third eye. It often helps. You tap on your third eye and you imagine it's sending up a laser beam of light to a giant eye hovering up above. Bing. And now that light goes in and refracts and comes down and starts to scan everything below it. So it's as if when you tap on your third eye, I'd love you to do that right now. Imagine a light going up to a giant eye in the sky. And then imagine looking down through that eye. I like to imagine taking that eye and go and looking down on the world beneath you. Now, here's where it gets cool. You can practice this. And I practiced this while I was writing this up a couple hours ago. Tap on the third eye, beam up. And you can use different colors. Earlier, they gave me purple, then they gave me red, then they gave me gold. Whatever color laser beam you want, each one is associated with a different emotion and a different modality. I like violet for being a healing, mystical energy. Gold is illuminating, helping everything to shine bright. Red pierces through the darkness. Red is very powerful. And blue, super soothing. Green also, earth tones. So pick that color, beam up, look down on yourself. So I'd like you to try that right now. Tap, shoot a light up. Let's go with that violet light. And then see it going into the third eye and beaming down like all these slivers of light as if it's a barcode reader at the grocery store. And now look down and read yourself. So I look down. I see myself in this giant solarium. I see myself swaying back and forth a little bit. I read myself. He's having fun. He's a little bit nervous, but he's having fun. He has no clue what he's going to say next, which is fine. He's at peace. I see he has something special to share. There's so much going on behind the scenes. There is a duck paddling like crazy under the water. So you can do this for yourself. You can go up to the third eye and begin looking down and scanning your world below. So you can see different colors. You can have intuitive sight. You can have feeling sight. This is something that we're practicing this month in the School of Mystics, so you don't need to know this all to begin with. In fact, if you did, I wouldn't have a job, but we're going to teach you how to work with all of this. But tune in and see how the scene that you're participating in feels. How does it feel? Next, what we can do is we can go back to tapping on the third eye, shooting that laser beam up. Let's go with a nice golden light this time. Shoot that laser beam up with a golden light. And now imagine all these different rays of golden light shooting down to somebody that you care about dearly. And let's look from the third eye at that person down below. Maybe you see them or see where they're at or see what they're doing. Or maybe you just get a feeling sense. I was doing this with Jessica earlier tonight and understanding some of Jessica's unique challenges. We all have our own unique challenges. Understanding them at a far deeper level. by scanning her through the Eye of Horus. In other words, scanning her through my third eye. So why don't you do that for just a second? Tap, beam up a light, see it go through the third eye, see it come back down, all these scans. Take a look through that third eye. You can imagine wearing it as a binocular and see or feel that person. You're illuminating them. You're helping them tremendously. What can you see or what can you feel about their experience? Here's where it gets really cool. What we're doing is scanning and feeling more than we are seeing. Well, feeling, isn't that like being an empath? Yes, exactly. That's why I say you already have the makings of a mystic because you're an empath. You're already energetically sensitive. So who better to wear the goggles of the Eye of Horus to see through the giant all-seeing eye? Who better than you? Just take some training. But you already are sensitive to energy, which means your third eye has already begun to open up. And you go, yeah, but I've been sensitive all lifetime. In fact, I was told I was too sensitive. So what does that mean, too sensitive? It means your eye was way open, sort of like the nauseous person. I'm kind of dizzy. I don't know what to do with all of this information. It's too much. Or as my parents told me, I would blow up. And what that meant was I hit energetic overwhelm. I was too sensitive and didn't know what to do with it, and I freaked out. A lot of empaths, particularly introverted, I was straddling that line. I would say I was introverted. Others say I'm extroverted. I got it both going on, depending on when you catch me. But an introverts shuts down, walls off, tries to do everything she or he can do to close the third eye. That's the biggest crime. That happens when we're an empath, and that's opening up and we get overwhelmed. We take in too much information and we mirror it. If somebody else feels bummed out, we feel bummed out. In fact, if somebody else is upset, we want to do everything in our power to make sure that they're no longer upset because we feel it so dearly. What happens over time is we burn out and shut down the third eye, or we freak out. Ego worries about our safety. Ego is not this big bad thing. Ego is a safety mechanism. Yes, it's our wounded inner child. It is there to help us. It is there to serve us. And ego will shut down the third eye quick, fast, if we're taking in more information than we can handle. Again, going back to nausea and dizziness in a sense. And right now, you see me start wiping my glasses. These lights are so crazy close to me that it is a bit overwhelming. That's what it feels like when we have our third eye open as a child, as an empath, and we're not trained in how to use it. It becomes incredibly overwhelming. So, to make it easier here, I don't want to overwhelm you. We're going to start with that tap. We're going to start shooting it up. We're going to start looking down through the Eye of Horus. In other words, through a surrogate eye. Well, Michael, can't I just tap and look straight in? Yeah, but you know what happens? You're now drinking from the fire hose. You're like, Mr. I can do ayahuasca. Give me the works. Oh, gosh, golly, Michael. You were not ready for the works. So let's put on our training wheels first, at least briefly, to get comfortable seeing all of the information that can be felt, can be seen, can be heard, can be processed at an entirely new level. Again, that's what we're teaching this month, discernment of the energy. And the easiest way to discern so that we're not overwhelmed is to bring it up here and look down through the eye of the universe. Because if not, you open that third eye and you get exhausted and overwhelmed fast because you don't know what to do with all the information. I've learned a lot over the years, teaching, coaching, interviews, you name it, near-death experiences, you name it. I've had a couple of those. Don't recommend them. Great learnings. You don't need them. With that said, I once pondered, I said, if I've got all these skills, so I've got all this knowledge, why can't I see dead people walking around? Wouldn't that be cool? Cancel, clear, release. And what I heard very clearly, and I teach automatic writing where you learn how to do what I'm doing, which is channel the angels, channel your guides. What I heard very clearly is that would take you away from your work. In other words, for some people, seeing dead people, spirits, is exactly what they need for their work. For other people like myself, it would be really hard for me to focus and get things done. Chances are for you as well. So you're given the gifts that work best with your job, not your earthly job, but meaning your soul path here on earth. So when we start to get too much information in, it can radically take us astray. Sort of like a lot of people have found a way on their own to have a Kundalini experience, and then they're a wreck for a while. Kundalini, basically the channel of energy going up through your spine. They go and blow it open before they're ready, and they don't know what to do with it. It's crazy making. Too many dimensions at once, too much information at once. So what we're doing is we're using the Eye of Horus to see the world so that we get protection from overwhelming energy, not bad energy. There's no such thing as bad. There is overwhelm, there is misguided, but in this case, it helps you. Here's a good way to look at it. I'm a gazer. I like to, crazy, at sunrise and sunset only stare at the sun. I feel it brings vitamins, it brings energy, it brings vitality. Hard to do here in the East Coast, or at least socked into the trees of Jersey, but doing the best I can. My eyes have gotten strong enough from doing that I can do it with the naked eye for a decent period of time. Again, sunrise, sunset. Not suggesting you do this. Huge caveat. Let's give a good YouTube warning. Don't stare at the sun. All right, there, enough said. When a solar eclipse comes out, we use a pinhole box or a filtered glasses to be able to see safely at the sun. My guess is that over time, don't do this. Your eyes could actually adjust, don't. So that don't. You can, you get it. Look at the sun. That's my guess. Could be totally wrong. Let's never try that. However, those goggles, those glasses, that pinhole box is in a sense like looking through the Eye of Horus. It's allowing you to see something incredibly powerful and begin to take it in without getting hurt. Then over time, you grow more and more comfortable. You grow more and more accustomed to the energies. You can take in more and more and more until you don't need the surrogate anymore. In fact, the surrogate becomes you, which is really cool. So why can't I just do that now? Well, what happens is as you start to take in tremendous amount of information without practice, you go to that state of fear. Why? Well, you become exhausted, empath, taking in information. You become exhausted by everybody else's information. You shut down. Or you take in so much information, you get afraid because everybody else is freaked out and overwhelmed, and you shut down. all of it, the third eye shutting down, is your ego trying to protect you. So what we get to do is start with little bits each and every day using our third eye, growing stronger, growing more comfortable, and helping the ego to go, "Ah, phew, it's okay. I don't have to worry. We can handle this." You start with little bits of time, little bits of information as well. How do we do this? We get up tomorrow morning. I like to put my hands on my chest. Dr. Dawson Church mentioned this on a show coming out in a couple weeks as well. Put my hands on my chest. Thank the angels for this beautiful day. And then go and tap on your third eye. Thank the angels for helping you to open up your third eye even more today. In other words, you're setting an intention to see through your third eye. If you're looking for healing for the day, take your third eye, tap on it first thing in the morning, shoot that violet light. I've got a Skype warning here. I didn't even know Skype is open. There, Skype is now closed. You wake up first thing in the morning. Thank you, angels. Go to the third eye. You need a little bit of healing. Shoot up some violet light. See it refract through the third eye, the Eye of Horus, beam down to you. Feel that violet light going through your whole body. You want to shine even brighter. You want even more abundance in your day. Tap on that third eye. See yourself shooting up a laser beam of gold light, watching it, bing, be taken in by the Eye of Horus, be sent down to you with all these different beams. This to me represents slices of light, filling you up with that golden light. You want the calmest day ahead. You tap on your third eye, shoot up a beam of azure water blue light. Turquoise. Have it beam back down and see yourself filled with this blue light. There's no end to what you can do with it once you begin practicing and turning your attention to your third eye. Last thought that I have, and then we're going to open it up to some questions, and then we're going to do an eye-opening meditation. And again, I really do want you to come join us for our School of Mystics on Wednesday. We're going to be taking these techniques to a whole new level this month. Plus, I'm going to be doing a bunch of channeling. I'm going to be channeling the angels, channeling the guides, and apparently Lao Tzu, who was the mystic, like the mystic of all mystics of the East, who taught Confucius, is wanting to come through to talk about Wu Wei, or effortless efforting, or in other words, how to get into a magical and mystical state of flow. So that'll be the next 4 Wednesdays in a row. Ali will put the link down here. So many people in the chat can express how much they've been loving the school, that I believe is truly profound and life-changing. Last tip here, though. If you want to hardwire your third eye faster, practice what I just taught, and then grab some Crayolas or colored pencils or whatever drawing instruments you like. Get out a piece of paper and draw the experience you just felt. It's crazy what I just said. Draw the experience you just felt. So if you're scanning yourself, and you felt this warm glow, you felt this healing light, you felt such love, whatever it is, draw that out. And whatever that looks and feels like to you. If you were scanning somebody else that you loved, what were the emotions there? What were the experiences? What were the feelings? What were the images? What came to you? Draw that out as well. What that does is help you even more quickly hardwire the connection. It can become very fun, and it can certainly become quite revealing. So with that said, open it up to questions. And Caesar just made a donation. Thank you so much, Caesar. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Thank you so much, Caesar. And Mary just made a donation. Oh my gosh. Well, that's how it gets even better. Thank you so much, Mary. You'll find I am filled with gratitude, because to me, gratitude is the only precursor, or the most immediate precursor to love. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. So thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mary. All right. So with that said, let us go to questions. Any tips for clearing the third eye? This is from Macros for Mommy. Any tips for clearing the third eye from fluoride and such? So there are so many different, and I am not up on them right now, but there are so many different good foods that you can eat, anti-inflammatory foods that you can eat that can help with the third eye. But to me, the third eye is, and they talk about calcification of the third eye. And yes, I am not a fan of additives to water, to say the least. But with that said, to me, the best way that you can flush the third eye out is energetically. Because at the end of the day, it's all energy. We're all energy. We're energy having an energetic experience in human form. Energy trumps matter, because matter is just slow moving energy. So if you've been told you can't open your third eye because of fluoride, because of this, because of that, it's all hogwash. You can certainly open your third eye. Does that make it harder? No, I wouldn't even go with harder, but it does close it down early on. There are lots of things that close it down so that we have amnesia, which on one level makes it easier to control a population, but we don't need to go there with a conspiracy. Love everybody. I love you. I love you. I love you, everyone. And I'm not going from a place of conspiracy. It is easier to get lost in this world if your third eye is shut down. And that's actually a good thing for your spiritual evolution. What do you mean? Wouldn't I do better if I came here and I knew who I was, knew what I was, knew why I came here? Yeah, that'd be easy. You could just kick back on the couch, have some margaritas, man. It's all good. But if you come here and you're lost and you're like, eyes closed, eye closed, stumbling around in the dark, where do I go? What do I do? Oh my God. Ooh. Now we can have a fun experience. Now we got the makings for a movie. You've never seen a movie where the star at the beginning of the morning is like, life is good. I don't need to improve everything. Everything is perfect just as it is, which is true. Life is good. That hero ain't going to learn anything unless an airplane like falls in front of him. Not wishing for that either. So we instead are given amnesia for our highest good. We are closed down. Our third eye is shut down, so we forget, so that we can't see, so that we have these trials and tribulations, so we can learn. Apparently, higher level beings don't need to learn this way. We're not there yet. And so we tend to learn through this amnesia process, otherwise known as we learn through fear, which means if you can get to the highest state possible, recognize your fear and realize it's here to serve you. All right, next question. Oh, first, Tanya Davis donated 1990. Thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tanya. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Big hugs. Big hugs, Tanya. All right, Mary. I love you, Mary. Does the third eye also reveal like channeling? Yes, in its own way, Mary. And the two go hand in hand. And if you see me closing my eyes a lot, it's because I'm tapping in and seeing through that as well. I do this all the time now. It's just part of who I am. My channeling has helped open it up. My automatic writing has helped open it up. And it goes both ways. The more I focus on the third eye, the more my channeling improves. The more channeling improves, the more my third eye opens up. They are all along a spectrum of energy. You play with one, you start to get the other inherently, because you're starting to become more attuned to frequency. So Jessica just got a ukulele. Woohoo! How does it get any better than this? As she's playing the ukulele, she's able to start to hear chords better. She's becoming more attuned to them, more akin, more in understanding of these chords. That's a C sharp, that's a D minor, and so forth and so on. The same thing happens when you begin to do automatic writing or some other method of channeling or working with the third eye, is you start to be able to latch on to different frequencies and greater understandings, because you recognize one of the great keys to all of this is you recognize what's coming from me and what's not. Once you can recognize what's not coming from you, now the game gets good. Because if it ain't coming from you, it's more important, first off. You're going, okay, I get that. Where is it coming from? What's it mean? I want to dive into it with everything I've got. If somehow you were to step outside and you saw okay, you got this book. Maybe a book magically came in the mail. You get this book, it seems kind of boring, you don't really want to do it, or you haven't even opened it up. No big deal. But what happens if you open up the front door and there's an angel standing there, and the angel holds up his or her wings, pulls out this giant banner and says, read the book. You are going to read that book as fast as you can. Once you begin latching onto these energies and understanding that there is a book behind them, and you begin recognizing them and you see that they're not coming from you, you dive into it with everything you've got, which again is why we've got so many cool people at the School of Mystics, and why once you start down this road, whether you take it in the School of Mystics, whether you start learning automatic writing, whether you go a different direction with a different teacher, all good, all great. But once you start latching onto this, you're going to find that you are a mystic in training, and shazam, things are going to start to open up for you. All right. Renee. Question. Horus works with the spiritual laws as well. Can we open the third eye to practice the laws and use them for the greater good? So Horus works, and I'm not sure which spiritual laws you are referring to, and you put that in capitalization. So my apologies there, Rianne. With that said, you can use the Eye of Horus to see the world from a higher perspective and to begin to recognize it into a higher level of coherence. In other words, it's a very high level teaching, but you can look through the eyes of Horus. In fact, we did a good teaching of this about a month and a half ago, before we were calling it the School of Mystics. We did a great teaching on this. We're looking at a lot of ancient Egyptian techniques, and we talked about how you can look through the Eye of Horus and you can begin to envision a new world into reality. You can do that. The expression goes, it was Einstein's expression. You can't solve a problem from the same level of energy from which it was created. So we can go up to the fifth dimension. We can go up to a higher level of energy, and we can look down at the world. Wayne Dyer, when you change the way when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you begin seeing from an upper level down to the world, you can reinvent it. This is why I'm empowering you. That's why I'm giving this stuff away here. Please take it, use it. Let's reinvent this world. So, from that higher perspective, you're not watching the news. You're not looking at the latest tragedy and being embedded or embroiled by it. You recognize it. You can send love to it. But you can also go like the oil spill on the West Coast today. Wow. But we can look from a higher perspective. Shoot down all this gold light, see the place healing, see people's opinion shifting, see it becoming a positive wave of change by looking at the world through the eye of Horus. When we come together as a group and envision a new reality and get a critical mass of people doing that, it changes everything. That's what we're talking about doing. And you will have similar ideas and similar visions when you look through that similar higher dimensional lens. Brilliant question. And Lisa, thank you so much for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Lots and lots of love, Lisa. And I will be with your question in just a minute. First, I've got Susan. I talk to my guides all day. Sometimes I get answers, sometimes I don't, but I talk anyway. Good. This week in particular, I've had a lot of ear ringing. What does this mean? Woohoo, thanks a bunch. Ear ringing can mean a lot of things. One of the most common reasons to me of ear ringing is we're starting to tune into a new frequency. It's like we're getting a download. Best thing we can do at this time, slow down and ground. Quite literally. Get yourself on the earth. Usually I have a grounding mat beneath me. You can be on the grounding mat. You can be on a grounding pad at night. Slow down and center. And rather than to push away the ringing, do a meditation where you lean into it as if that ringing was information from a higher plane. Because it is. It will drive some people batty if they don't lean into it and begin to tune into it. Now, there can be medical conditions as well. I am not trying to make light of this, but there is information in that, and you've been gifted the opportunity to lean into it, Susan. All right, let's go to Lisa. And Lori just donated. Oh my God, Lori, how does it get any better than this? How does it get any? I'm like going to blush here. How does it get any better than this? Thank you so much, Lori. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All my love. All right, let's go to Lisa's question. Thoughts on Neville Goddard, love Neville, and manifesting the love of my life back, please. We were separated, long story. Do you believe, as Neville teaches, that everything is us pushed out? Therefore, only I have free will and not him. I'm going to view it differently, Lisa. And I love Neville. I love Neville. I love Neville. I love Neville. So with that said, a few key potential challenges here. A, everything is operating for our highest good and the highest good of all. Period. On this plane, that can be really hard to understand. Really hard to understand. Loss of a child, miscarriage, famine, war, earthquakes, all of this, we go, that's really for my highest good. When you view yourself as infinite and as divine, yes, in this earthly existence, it sucks. Can't make light of it. Losing the love of your life right now sucks, Lisa. Can't make light of it. But if you can understand, just as you say, we are separated, long story. I'm actually grabbing the last two. Long story. The story is here to guide you, Lisa. The story is here to heal you. The story is not necessarily to bring you both back together. And my crystal ball, broken. I can't say whether you're meant to be back together or not. But it is a time not to work on manifesting the other, but to dive in deep. And Lisa, I really do get it. I was engaged to a girl who I thought we were going the distance. And 2 weeks after my first near-death experience, she disappeared. I didn't see her for like 2 or 3 years. I never got to say goodbye to her. I never got to really speak to her again. It was heart-wrenching to say the least. However, my spiritual evolution went to an entirely new level because of that. So, all of us are on our own journeys. All of us have free will. All of us came here incarnate from decisions made on the other side of the veil. I want you to play this role. You're going to be the victor. You're going to be the victim. You're going to be the power person. You're going to be the weak person. We all came here with story, with a story to play out for our highest good and the highest good of all. So he's playing one role this lifetime and you're playing the other. If it's he, it's all great. But with that said, we get to let go and use all of these tools and techniques, Lisa, to work on you and get you to rock at the highest level you can. Then if he chooses to come back, awesome. If he doesn't choose to come back, there's somebody even better waiting for you. Is it you that pushed him out? No. His own journey or her own journey, their own journey there. And it is your journey to rock it here and now. Love you, Lisa. Thank you so much. Brandy Lee, oh my God, how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Thank you so much, Brandy Lee. Audia Crump, I see numbers with my eyes closed and the capital A sometimes. What does it mean? I would write them down, Audia. And then certainly there are books on different numbers. You can Google different numbers. Eventually, I'm going to channel and come up with a whole guide on numbers myself. I'm not sure when that's going to be. It is up there waiting to come down at some point. I would write down the numbers and play with them. And then the capital A, I would write down. I'm checking in to see if I can tell what that means. And I'm not actually getting a yes. What I would do, automatic writing, there it begins with an A, is where I would play and ask, what does A mean? The other possibility is before you go to sleep, to ask the angels and guides to make it clear as day when you wake up in the morning, what does A mean? One thing that I would do, Audia, is when you close your eyes and start to see things, begin to write and write free form. Now, I obviously highly recommend automatic writing, but let's get the pen going and see if anything more flows to you. That's where I would begin to play with this and see what comes up. With that said, I want to see if there are any more questions. If not, we will dive into a meditation just a little bit early here tonight, but I don't mind answering questions for just a little bit more. So let's see if anything comes up. Metaphysical Mike. Cool. What does it mean if you watch a specific movie scene and you feel spiritual chills and a deep sense of peace? Thank you. Mike, to me, it means that there are lessons or teachings in that scene and you are embodying them. Usually, it means you're coming from a place of love. Now, we each have unique soul journeys. So if you found you've overcome a similar hurdle to what the protagonist is going through, that can also give you a deep sense of peace as well. Lisa Buckner, I thought Neville said only we have free will. Lisa, my interpretation, I'm not going to speak for Neville here, is that everyone has free will. Everyone is on their own unique journey. Now, we are projectors of consciousness. So going back to Metaphysical Mike, watching a movie scene, we are projecting a movie before us, and everything is seen through our own projector and through our own filter. But I have no more ability to control Jessica this lifetime than I do to control the wind. She has her own path, her own journey. And so no matter how you're interpreting what Neville wrote, and yes, we are the projector of our own movie, each and every one is their own unique player with their own unique soul path, their own unique journey. They intertwine with us. My fiance, geez, long ago fiance, ex-fiance, many times removed at this point, so to speak. Our lives intertwined so that we could learn certain lessons, so that we could do a certain dance, so that we could go our own way, and so we could learn and grow from it. I'm sure I will meet up with her on the other side, and there'll be some laughs and chuckles, plus along, what the heck? But no, I couldn't control her, and she couldn't control me. Lamb music. Oh my God, Muhammad. Mona Ahmed. Read that twice. What a beautiful name, Mona. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? LA Music Sound, California. How can you coexist with angry people in the same house? Been there, done that. So, and that's been a big challenge for people during this COVID time. It's a big challenge during the economic challenges we've been all facing. The best that we can do is A, come from a place of love, B, bubble ourselves up. And I love going to the basic prayer that I call G-Spy. And I use the term God. You can use source, you can use universe, you can use whatever you want. God, thank you for guiding me with your love and life. God, thank you for, I'll go say that slowly. God, thank you for guiding me. So you can do this first thing when you wake. God, thank you for guiding me with your love and light. And I don't believe in a bearded white guy in the sky. I mean love. God, thank you for surrounding me with your love and light. God, thank you for protecting me with your love and light. God, thank you for imbuing me with your love and light. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And you can envision this beautiful bubble or shield of love and light. You can certainly go to Archangel Michael. You can say the same prayer to him and imagine him building a bubble and standing there with a giant sword to protect you. And then don't do the dance. They're going to do what they're going to do. Your job is not to dance with them. They want to do the crazy dance. If they want to do the angry dance, that's their business. Your job is to do your own happy tango away from them as much as you can be. Now, I've been asked this question many times by people who they're caretakers because they're going through a big health crisis. If so, you get to turn inward. Or going to the teaching for tonight, you get to go and view the situation, tap, 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 zoom up, look down from that higher playing field. You'll see the situation anew. You'll find more kindness and compassion for them, and it will help protect you on an even higher level. More than protect you, it will elevate you to a higher level. Crystal Lee. So I notice my handwriting changes. Is that different messages from different energy? If we're talking during automatic writing, absolutely. My handwriting, good on its fair on its best day, becomes almost completely illegible with automatic writing. Cool thing is I do a lot of automatic writing with typing. And for instance, when I started channeling while I was coaching, I'd be taking notes and I'm talking to my coaching client, and all of a sudden it would start to come through in all caps, sort of like the handwriting changes, and that meant spirit was writing me. So Crystal, it's cool that you noticed it. You can even ask who is writing to me at this time and see if you get an answer. But basically what you're feeling is a different energy coming in. And Denise Barnett donated $9.99. Thank you, Denise. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? So much love. So much love. Thank you so much, Denise. Soul Spa. Is there a way to see my mom visually who passed away a long time ago? Soul Spa. Speak with, yes. Feel, yes. See, maybe. It depends on your skill set over time. So are you clairvoyant, able to see? Or are you clairsentient, able to hear or able to feel, clairaudient, able to hear, and so forth? So for myself, I feel things more than I see things. I can feel when someone or something is here, but I rarely see them. Last weekend, they're back again. I could see 3 angels sitting here. The funniest thing is they're actually kind of serious, but there are 3 angels here, but I don't usually see. That's not my first clair. Second part of it is, does your loved one not so much want to be seen, but does she know how to make that work from the other side? So because it's a challenge, as far as I can tell, my limited perspective, because I haven't played around this lifetime on the other side, so I've got the same amnesia that you do, is that to squeeze down into a visual body takes a lot of work. But you can reach her energetically quite easily. In fact, I have a whole chapter of that in automatic writing. And our audiobook just came out this week. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? You can find our audiobook on Amazon as well, or you can do the video-based program at automaticwriting.com. And we have a live class in just a couple weeks on Thursday night. But when you start to write with that intention, quite quickly, we're usually able to connect with our loved ones, like your mom, on the other side. All right. Tracy Roberts, how can you put a shield around my home? So Tracy, I would do just what we said earlier, and I would use G-Spy. Thank you, God, or it could be thank you, Source, or thank you, Universe, for guiding me, surrounding me, protecting me, imbuing me, and envision this giant shield being put around your house. I would then envision, and you can do this by going up to the Eye of Horus, looking down. I'm not trying to make this technical, but you can look from up above and see Archangel Michael standing there with a sword. You can see guardian angel or angels around you. See it into reality. That's where I would play. But do everything you can to, strange as it sounds, protect the house out of love rather than protect it out of fear. Its love is far more powerful. Susan, are you aware of things getting stuck in organs? My liver is double the size it should be, but the docs don't know why. Thank you. I am not a great medical intuitive yet. Who knows what the future brings, Susan? So is there energy that is stuck? Yes. Is it some sort of pain in the past that has become like a pain from behind, a pain in your back? I can't say, Susan, this is not my greatest skill set. But what I would do is lean into it. Ask it. You can go up to the Eye of Horus, look down through your third eye, look down, scan, and try to understand, why is this here? What is this here to teach me? How do I move this energy through? Certainly, EFT tapping. And we have an amazing show with Dr. Dawson Church in about 2 weeks on it, but we have many past shows with Dr. Dawson Church on tapping. I would do some EFT tapping, and I would certainly do some emotion code or body code work with Dr. Bradley Nelson as well, and see if that helps get the energy going, flowing. I would even look into Donna Eden's work, who is amazing on energy healing, because there's something stuck in there. So we have something we can learn from the organ, and there's energy that we can start to get flowing as well. Susan, my daughter keeps seeing 925, which is her birthday. She just turned 17. What do you think this might mean? What I'm getting quite clear, Susanna, is reinvention. This is a time of complete and total reinvention. This is a time of everything that has led up to now has gotten her to where she is, but it's like she has the opportunity to shake an etch-a-sketch, old school, shake the etch-a-sketch, get a blank slate and start new. And so it is a time, if she's open, to look at how can I reinvent my life? How can I begin to, I love playing with the Eye of Horus, go to my third eye, go up, look down, and reinvent my life at an entirely new, higher level. So I see 925, 925, 925 is saying you get to reinvent yourself. You get to live this life new. You get to make your life whatever it is you want to, and challenge her, meaning she gets to challenge herself to live an even greater life than she imagined possible. Chances are she's been thinking small, and universe is giving her 925 because she gets to play this at a higher level. She gets to reinvent herself from the upper room, from that higher level. Creating your life consciously. How do you clear the trauma of the other person's anger? Like if your mother and you're like if it was your mother and you're still around them, but you feel the same way you did as a child when they explode. How do you move through? So, intention, creating your life consciously. So, like you're saying, create your life consciously. I would then do, I like emotion code really for this one. I would go after emotion code and clear layer after layer after layer of the trauma until it doesn't have the energy behind it. And there are many other techniques. That's just the technique that I like very much. I have my own technique that I do, don't quite know how to teach it, but it riffed or started from Dr. Bradley Nelson's emotion code. So I'm going to send you there. But that's where I would play that game. A few more questions, then we're going to dive into a meditation. Mary, I know a big change is coming my way. I know it will be the loss of a job, but there will be so much reward afterwards. Feared, weird, and safe at the same time. Is that normal? That's awesome, Mary. And it's interesting. Oftentimes when somebody would come to me for coaching and saying, I want to reinvent myself, I'd be like, oh, duck and cover, because the job would blow up, something would blow up, allowing them the freedom to move to the higher level. That's what you're talking about, Mary. That's what you're feeling, is this sense of freedom and security that something even better is on its way. So that sounds and feels very normal, holistic, and good. And so I'm going to say in advance, congratulations, Mary. Let's see, probably last few questions here, and then let us go to a meditation. Soul Spa University. Thank you so much. What's your best stab on how to handle triggers anger energetically? If somebody wanted to get angry less often, what I would do, certainly we can look at our triggers. We can write out what our triggers are. What I would do is come up with replacement therapy. That's what I would do. So let's say that, I don't know, there's something that somebody does that always drives you completely mad, insane, and you get angry every single time. Then what I'd like you to do is write down, when person does X, I get angry. Now when person does X, I'm going to do something goofy. When person does X, I'm going to, I don't know, old school Brady Bunch. Picture somebody naked. I guess the Brady Bunch back in the 70s or 80s pictured everybody around him naked when he was trying to, or in their underpants when trying to give a speech. In other words, I want you to link the trigger with something else and start to entrain yourself to have new meaning behind it. So something completely different and yet related is, in my childhood, when my mom would get very angry with me, she would be chomping on Melba toast. Crunch, 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 crunch. Yell at me, pieces of Melba toast come out, crunch, 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 crunch. And crunching has been a big trigger for me. However, Jessica managed to associate a different meaning behind the crackers, to where when she chomps, 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 chomps on her crackers, I just want to love her up. So I've associated a different meaning behind it. So let's do that. You can actually make a list of what the triggers are and give it a new meaning. So that's where I would start, Soul Spa. Sharon, what's the difference between the third eye and the higher self? Your higher self is you everywhere, Sharon. Your higher self exists inside of you, exists outside of you, it exists everywhere. But it is not a focused beam of light, a focused beam of attention or awareness. That's what your third eye is. Now, can the higher self already see all of this? Yes, but it takes some focus for you in the here and now to be able to see everything that the higher self is already seeing. Is it a higher self perspective? Yes. Is it seen through the eyes of the higher self? That's one way of looking at it. I'm looking at a focused beam of coherent attention and awareness to see the world new and to be able to scan and understand the world from a higher level. All right, we've got two last questions, and that is perfect. We are done after these two last questions. We're going into our meditation. So here we are. Tanya, when using awe in the morning, when using her automatic writing in the morning, I write my intention prayer and my invocation prayer. Want to use awe again in the afternoon, evening, do I have to write the prayers again? So there's a sequence you go through when you dive into automatic writing. And my recommendation is, because it is ceremony, it is ritual, Tanya, that you go through it each and every time. Because what happens when you dive into automatic writing and you go through your prayers, you step down, you step down, you step down, you get into the sacred place where you're resonating at a higher frequency, which makes it easier for the words to flow. Last question of the evening. Metaphysical Mike. A lot of people who bullied me from childhood show up in my dreams being kind and supportive of me. What does that mean? Okay. First off, that is such a gift, Metaphysical Mike. That's a gift. That's a huge gift. That's a mega big gift. What it speaks to is a level of healing and open-heartedness and kindness and compassion in you that is absolutely tremendous, Metaphysical Mike. This is freaking awesome. So it speaks to you having healed from a lot of the trauma. It speaks to you of being able to rise above a lot of the trauma. And then, because dream interpretation happens on many levels, it is also you being so kind and compassionate and loving to yourself and so supportive of yourself. That really, at the end of the day, if we get one thing from this lifetime, one thing at all, and that's just how to love ourselves up better or at all. That's the greatest gift in the world. And so, Metaphysical Mike, you're doing the work. And that is huge. That's a mighty woohoo. So with that said, I'm going to clean my glasses here. And next time I set up here, I'm going to move the lights back because, wow, I am getting overwhelmed from these lights. Woo. I'm going to clean the glasses a little bit. And then we are going to dive into a third eye opening meditation. Please do come join us Wednesday. We will continue this discussion. We'll also be channeling Lao Tzu. It's going to be really, really cool. And you are going to learn how to become a mystic, which you were always meant to be. Just the very fact that you're here this evening means you are a mystic in training. So let's get this open right here. Let's help you see the world anew from a higher perspective, help you to be able to read the encodement of the world around you and really begin to blow things open for you. Why do you want this so much? Feel better, be at greater peace, discover your purpose, elevate your game, elevate consciousness, have more fun. Plus, you meet a lot of homies. All right. So let's have everybody sit nice and relaxed tonight. It's late. Let's get relaxed. Breathe in and sigh. In and out. In and out. As you continue to breathe in and out, I want you to see that you're in a giant circle with everybody else that is here. Everybody who will be here, everybody who was here, except you're laying down like on a giant towel, or even better still, laying down on the most perfect field of grass. You're laying down, the person next to you is laying down, the perfect next to you is laying down, and so forth, going all around this giant circle. And then just to the outside of this circle are hand in hand, or you could say wing in wing, a giant, beautiful circle of angels. Because the angels have your back. The angels want to protect you, want to take care of you, and want you to get this lesson and understanding. So in a sense, you too can begin to look from the eyes of an angel. Can you feel the angels behind you? Can you feel their wings flapping or pressing against you? So what I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to bring all your awareness to your third eye and say, I am setting the intention each and every day to begin opening my third eye more and more. I set the intention to see more from the third eye, to feel more, to experience more, and to illuminate more. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Thank you. And now that you've been tapping on your third eye, I'm wondering if I can dim this. Now that you've been tapping on your third eye, I want you to imagine a giant eye up above you in the sky. I'd like you to focus your awareness on this giant eye. And I'd like you to imagine beaming a golden strand of light up above you to the heavens, beaming right into the center of that eye. The light bounces around and then shoots back out. The giant prism, ray after ray after ray, all of these slices of light coming straight back at you from up on high, amplified. And you feel that light coming into your soul. You feel that light coming into your being. You feel that light helping bring your consciousness and your beingness up, 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 higher and higher still, to a higher, higher plane than you ever could have imagined. In fact, you're up so high, you can take a look back down on yourself if you want. See the love inside of you. Feel the love inside of you just waiting to come out. Feeling yourself now at greater peace than you ever could have imagined. Breathe in this peace. Let it out. Breathe in this peace again. Feel it circulate through your body and let it out. And one more time. In and out. What you're doing right now is you're beginning to learn that your third eye is not just a vehicle for witnessing the world anew, but a vehicle to change your energy, change your outlook, and to change your beingness, helping you to vibrate in greater harmony and greater peace at a higher level. And so now, tonight, tomorrow, whenever you feel jumbled, you can do it driving, you can do it laying down, of course, make sure you're safe. Tap on your third eye, send that golden light up, and imagine it beaming right back down into you with all the light of the heavens above. And take in that love. For that love is yours. That love is your birthright. That love is who and what you are meant to be, and who and what you were meant to share. With that said, feel free to start coming back into your body. I got my hands on my chest. I'm just rubbing one hand over the other, sort of like I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. Take a nice deep breath. You can open your eyes as long as you haven't been beamed by a little too much light. And stretch. Yawn or fake a yawn. That was too easy. That wasn't a fake. And just bask in the glow of the experience that you've just been through. Woohoo. Well, that's it. I love you guys so much. You guys are love. You come from love. You couldn't be anything other than love. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your love and light. Thank you for your kind donations. Oh my God, how does it get any better than this? Thank you to the Dream Team, to Allie, to Carol, to Jessica, to Nico, to Bhavik, to Liz, to Anas, to Aya, to everybody on our Dream Team. And thank you, everybody supporting us here tonight. To the angels, to the guides, to the light workers, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and highest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this has been truly beautiful. And I'm so happy everybody came here tonight. And I can't wait to see so many of your shiny, bright faces on Wednesday as well. How does it get any better than this? If you like this energy, oh my God, do we. When you get so many beautiful people coming together and amplifying the energy on such a common cause, wow, 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 wow. So, this was so, so beautiful. I can't thank you guys enough. All right. Be well. Have a beautiful evening ahead. Keep on shining bright. Love you guys. Big hugs. Big hugs.